In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what we do here at the Nerve Health Institute to help reboot and recover from concussions almost instantaneously. We see concussions all the time here at the Nerve Health Institute, and we see a wide array of injuries from them. Some are minor, some are major. I'm going to give you an example of a patient we had named Bob. And Bob was a 10-year-old football player on a football field, took a small hit. Everybody thought he was normal before, but took a small hit and just didn't seem disoriented, didn't seem right. They rushed him to the hospital. By the time he got to the hospital, he was completely paralyzed from here down. And so they did all kinds of tests, MRIs and everything. And basically at the end of it, they said they couldn't see anything wrong. They couldn't see anything pushing on any nerves. They recommended light PT. And so the patient was skeptical about coming here. The mom worked for a neurosurgeon at the time and just didn't see where we were. And so finally the mom came in and we worked on the kid, and on the second day we have him running on a field. Now, I know you're probably listening to this and you think, oh my goodness, that's not possible. This is not real. Well, yes, it is. I'm Dr. Chris Cormier, founder of the Nerve Health Institute, and I've been working on patients with concussions for 25 years now. We have proprietary methods we use here to help all the way from mild to very severe concussions recover very fast. Some are instantaneous recovery. So let me take you over to my computer right now, and I'm going to show you exactly how we go through this process.
All right, now that I'm back at my computer, let me share with you the cutting-edge anti-protocol method to fixing concussions without losing out and missing multiple games and just waiting and resting. All right, so let me present this athlete to you. His name's Johnny. Johnny is aspiring to be an NFL football player. There's a problem. Johnny gets a concussion. Well, with concussions, the trainers have these protocols that they follow. And problem number one with this protocol is that they're missing the root cause of the problem in these concussions. And so here's an example, a real life example. Let's say Johnny gets hit by Ray Lewis, which would not be a good situation. Ray Lewis is somebody that no one should ever have to take a hit from. But in this aspiring dream to be in the NFL, you have to go through moments like this. So when Johnny gets hit by Ray Lewis, what exactly happens in this brutal type of hit, and even in the minor hits? Well, every person out there has a power company. It's their brain and spinal cord. And so off of the brain and spinal cord, they have nerves. Like Johnny has nerves that provide power to all these parts of his body. And these nerves provide power to the muscles, bones, skin, organs. It's kind of like the power company in the houses. So in this particular concussion, any type of concussion, guess what happens? Like Johnny lost power. He lost a bunch of the power. His brain lost power to parts. And this is the funny thing, is nobody is actually testing this problem. And this is the root of the actual problem in concussions. So in that capacity, problem number two is they just make them wait around and sit around to reboot. And they just go through this process of before having maybe 5 bars on in their Wi-Fi. And then like Johnny, all of a sudden he takes a Ray Lewis hit and gets a concussion. He's got 1 bar. And then they just tell him, oh yes, you're just going to sit around and wait and wait and wait and wait. And that would be like the power being lost in Johnny's house, and Johnny just sitting around saying, I don't have to do anything. So this leaves athletes like Johnny sitting around waiting for his own breakers to turn back on by themselves. And this leads to problem number 3, which is full clearance by the doctors and trainers. And this means going back to the field in a way that maybe is not 100%. And let me explain. So where Johnny was before with 1 bar after his concussion, he may think that after he waits and waits and waits and rests and rests and rests, that he's got 5 bars. That's where he thinks he is. But in all actuality, he might only be at 3 bars, because remember, they're not testing all the root parts of these problems. Well, guess what? At 3 bars, that gives a major increased risk for new injuries, for more concussions, for potentially even permanent damage to Johnny's body, which could actually jeopardize his career and not allow him to play. So in Johnny's brain, this could look like a normal brain if he took care of this problem properly, but without proper care, it can lead to what's called advanced chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which looks like this. This brain is just very deteriorated, and this actual finding is present in major athletes all over that have played sports for years, especially with full contact. So how do we fix this? How do we get these people away from these conditions and help them to avoid the Johnny scenario? So we use proprietary methods and state-of-the-art technology to help resolve these problems from concussions. And we do this by restoring the body's top 3 ingredients: oxygen, water, and light. So we fix concussions with the OWL method, which is oxygen, water, light restoration. And how do we do that? Well, we use the brain and figure out exactly where the brain has problems. So we have to get the brain to recognize where little Johnny's problems are in his concussion so that his brain can actually start to fix the problem. And then we want to fix and thoroughly add as much power as we possibly can from little Johnny's brain back to his body and fix the actual fiber optic power that's been lost. And lastly, we want to oxygenate the brain and get the number one nutrient back into parts of Johnny's brain so that it actually can function again. So what does this lead to? This leads an athlete like Johnny to achieve the career of his dreams, to go through his career with less injuries, less probability for injury, and just to maximize his playing potential or her playing potential to the highest ability.
Now that I've shown you how we can help with concussions, I want to personally invite you to visit our website. On our website, you're going to get many more details about concussions and what we do for concussions and how we help. Also, you're going to see a ton of frequently asked questions, and these are the most commonly asked questions our patients ask that we have videos for that you're going to see. Additionally, you're going to see real live testimonials from people that are real patients. And lastly, you'll see our philosophy, our overall philosophy on how we help with all these crazy complex conditions that people get in our community and in our country. So all I need for you to do is just click on this link, and it's going to take you to a page that looks just like this. If you like what you see, then just simply schedule a discovery call, and one of my staff will talk with you just to see if we can possibly help you. I'm Dr. Chris Cormier, founder of the Nerve Health Institute, and we'll see you on the other side.